Hi guys, how are you? How's everyone doing? Let me know if you can see me and you can hear me. As usual, let me know. Hi everybody in the chat. I see you. How are we? Hi mom. Oh, hi guys. Good afternoon. Loud and clear. I love to hear it. Awesome. Where is everyone tuning in from? Let me know where you guys are. How are you? Are you having a good day? What's the weather like? It's a beautiful, sunny-ish day here. Uruguay. I am having a good day, thank you. Germany in the house, we got UK. Finally seeing some sunlight. Yes, we are, thank goodness. Although I have to admit I've been loving the rain. It's not too bad. NorCal. Just finished raining, nice. We got Florida in the house, London, hi London, Scotland, Houston, Sarasota, Toronto, Riverside, California, nice. Maine, beautiful. I bet you it's gorgeous up there right now. England, Ukraine, South Korea, hi. Peru, Finland. Wow, we have so many people from everywhere. Colombia. I see Ata- Atascadero, California. I don't know where that is, but that's cool. Costa Rica. Oh, I bet that's lovely. Michigan, Spain, Colombia again, Hawaii. Ah, so jealous. Ohio. We got more Florida in the house. Belgium, Oregon, Virginia. Hey, my Virginia people. Brazil. Brazil. Argentina. We got New Jersey. Myrtle Beach. I bet it's beautiful there too. I love Myrtle Beach. Mexico. Wow, you guys, everywhere. The Philippines. Thank you so much for being here from all over. I am so happy to be here with you today. Um, oh, Turkey. I miss Turkey. I want to go back to Turkey. Mowgli is doing well. He is sleeping currently in potbelly pig position, as we like to call it around these parts. He's doing good. We actually went to the vet yesterday, and he does not like the vet, but it was good for him. He needed to go to the vet, and he got all of the treatments he needed. He is really healthy, guys. Happy to report that. We're waiting for some test results and everything just because he's a grandpa now, so we have to check in on everything. So hopefully he's healthy, but from the exam, everything looked good. What was the first song you heard that inspired you to start singing? That's a really good question. I don't know if I could tell you exactly what the very first song was, but because I started singing when I was very young, my mom, who's in the chat, everybody say hi, mom. My mom loved playing CDs in the car wherever we went, and we listened to a lot of female country, female 90s country. So a lot of Shania Twain, Martina McBride, Shadazy, the Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks. And so we, um, especially Martina McBride, who, if you guys know who Martina McBride is, she has a very big voice. So I used to sing at the top of my lungs in the back seat. Um, and yeah, I loved singing in the car with my mom. And then Britney Spears came along, and that's when I knew I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be like Britney Spears so bad. Oh, and Keith Urban, I can't forget Keith Urban, that's true, but that came a little later. I'm talking, like, in the Jeep, in the turquoise Jeep, in my little car seat. You guys remember those, like, '90s car seats that, like, were, like, made of plastic? They were barely I can't believe that we thought those were safe, but yeah. An Alice in Chains cover, we actually did an Alice in Chains cover, so you gotta go check out our page. Go check out the channel, there is an Alice in Chains cover on there for you. My name's Annalise, but you can call me A. Most people do. Oh, thank you. I that Alice in Chains cover was epic. I would agree. That was definitely not my choice. That was not my vote because I'm not really I was actually really nervous about that cover. I didn't think I was gonna be able to pull it off because it's a little more hardcore than I typically am, but, you know, which authors do you enjoy reading? I don't really read too much. I should get into reading more, honestly, I should, and every time that I tell myself self I'm going to and I start reading a book, I just can't seem to keep up with it. I can't stick with it. I just have so many other things to do that I have a hard time sitting down and, like, reading. So, if you guys have any, um, recommendations for someone that needs to really be inspired by a book to keep up with it, let me know. Books on tape, that is smart, and I should do that as well, but again, I don't know, like, when you have to learn a song every week to record, I typically that's I'm listening to music a lot of the time and learning music, um, and I do listen to music at the gym, but I don't know, like, if I would wanna listen to a book at the gym. Maybe I would. Maybe when I'm doing cardio, maybe I would. I don't know. Star Wars, like books. Star Wars, interesting. I do actually appreciate Star Wars, so maybe I should try that. I just need something that'll, like, really hook me? What was the most challenging song to sing? High or low notes? Um, well, most recently, I Will Always Love You, the Dolly Parton version. First of all, I was not about to do the Whitney Houston iteration of that song. Mostly because if possible, I like to do the original version. We don't always do that. There are a few covers that we've done that are definitely composed and arranged based on the more popular cover. But that song's really hard and, like, it's very intimate, and I had a hard time with that one. Um, it was a little challenging and outside of my comfort zone, and it's a really, like, emotional song. I didn't realize how emotional it was gonna make me. So most recently that one, but I'm trying to think of ones that have been, like, that I can think of that really were challenging for me. Um, we've done Ariana Grande. That is usually kind of challenging. She's an amazing singer. It's really hard to emulate her in any way, shape, or form. I mean, she's just even in your own style. Like she does vocal gymnastics, and the background vocals are crazy. There are so many layers of background vocals you would not believe. It's crazy. Creep. Yeah, Creep was hard. You know what it is, guys? It's when there's a big difference between Singing a song live and singing one in a studio setting, or recording it, it's just totally different. Um, and or when I say live too, I mean like to an audience. In a small room, it's or in a studio setting or anything like that where it's an empty room, it's just you and a band. It's really hard to really like give it your all because you're not sending your voice out into a large room full of people. And doing really big songs, like Creep is a good example, it's really hard because it feels so intimate, but it's a very big song. Like when I'm on a big stage singing to an audience, it just I'm able to like let my voice go and release my voice in a different way. So big songs are usually typically challenging for that reason, not so much because of the range or because how high or low the notes are, but because you have to somehow sing it like you're singing to an arena of people. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it does. Anyway. um Hi Brazil. Hello Brazil. I love you guys. Um Hurt like the I don't know who originally sings that song. I know that there's the cover by Johnny Cash. I hurt myself today. That song. Is that what you're talking about? Let me know. What's your favorite band? I, I don't know if I could tell you like one artist that's my favorite, like or one band that's my favorite of all time. Um, there's so many bands I love. I'll just give you a few of them. Um, Dave Matthews Band, The Grateful Dead, Dead and Company, um, Paramore, Boy Genius. Yeah, those are just a few that come to mind. Yes, I did go see Michael. Of course I did. Are you kidding? Of course I did. It was really good. I enjoyed it. They left out a lot. Okay. I guys, I'm a Michael Jackson super fan and I have my complaints. But overall, I think for like a casual Michael Jackson fan, it was very pleasant to watch. And I thought that Jafar Jackson was so good and amazing and very convincing. And it was so much fun. And I love that this movie is like bringing Michael Jackson into the younger generation. Like I get on TikTok and see so many Michael Jackson videos now, and that just makes me really happy because I love him and I love his music so much and I love everything he stood for. Um and I love that people are seeing that side of him more. It makes me really happy. Um Any public appearances this summer? Yes, yes. I know for sure we are performing in Leander, Texas for July 4th. I think the gig is actually on July 4th for their Independence Day celebration. We were supposed to perform that last year, but it got rained out. And I think a couple of my fans are in here. Hi, that we got to meet at that event. That came all the way to see us from Florida. Cindy, I think I saw you in here earlier. Um, but yeah, we didn't get to play. It was so sad, but we are going to try it again this year. So let's hope that it does not rain like crazy. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And then I'm not sure what else we have going on. I think we might have a couple other things up our sleeve, but they may be private events. I don't know, but I will certainly let you guys know and also keep up with our website if you're ever curious about us playing a live show. I think right now our website doesn't have anything posted, but I'm sure we'll update that soon. And yeah, just stay up on that so that you can come see us at a show if you want to, if we're close by. Hopefully, we are. Um, yeah, so we're very excited about that. Yeah, they did do the same thing with Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, also Bohemian Rhapsody covered the entire span of the band. So, I mean, they definitely had to leave a lot out. And I always expect that with a biopic. They're going to exaggerate things and they're going to leave things out because they want to preserve a lot of people's legacies and storylines, and they're not going to put the negative things in there. And especially when when the artist has passed on, the estate is in control of that, and that's a whole other thing. That's a sticky thing, and we're not going to get into it, but it's sticky. But also with the Michael biopic, it didn't even cover the majority of his career. So, in my opinion, they could have been true. They left out a few things that, in my opinion, were major pieces of his life. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox about it because I could go on for a long time. Beach or mountain? I'm a beach girl. I love a mountain though. I mean, I just love nature. Okay, anywhere that there's nature, I'd like to be there. But I'm a beach girl. If I have to choose, I'm going to the beach for sure. Um, Thank you so much for the donation, Rupert. Rupert, thank you, Rupert. Um, do I like Freddie Mercury's work? Of course I do. My favorite Queen song is "Love of My Life." I love that song so much. Another icon. Okay, another icon. Lindy, thank you so much for the donation. You guys, you don't have to donate anything, but if you do, please know that that is very helpful for us and it will go right back into the music. So thank you so much for doing so. We really appreciate you and love you. Um, how was your trip to Maine last year? So good. So good. Maine is beautiful. Maine is so beautiful, guys. Um, we didn't get to spend as much time as I wish we could have, but it was amazing. It was beautiful. Everyone was so kind to us. We were able to play a music festival there and meet so many people who were just so sweet, so kind. Musicians were amazing also. Oh my God. And we got lobster rolls and yeah, it was so pretty. It's one of those places where you're like, wow, I could see myself living here. But I don't like winter. So I don't know if I could see myself living there any other time. But I was there in the summer and it was beautiful. Yes, that was 2 years ago, but time is a concept. But I'd love to go back. I would love to go back. Are you a water sign? Um, I'm actually, my son is an Aquarius. So which Aquarius is an air sign, although we stand for water, right? I think that's correct. But is that wrong? I don't know. I'm an Aquarius sun, but I am an Aries moon and Aries rising. So, yeah. How do you decide on what song to cover next? Do you all just have the same music taste? I wouldn't say we all have the same music taste, but we do have a lot of similarities, the boys and I. We just kind of like throw things out there and talk about it amongst each other, uh, and decide whether or not we think we can pull it off, each of us. Um, like one of the boys might say, "Oh, I want to do this song," and then I might say, "I don't think I can like sing that," or "I'm not sure if that's in my wheelhouse," or maybe one of them they'll listen to it and be like, "There's too many things going on in this. I don't think that's in our wheelhouse." whatever. It just depends. We kind of chit chat about it together and decide together what we want to do. Um, yeah. Wolf Star Productions, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's so sweet of you. You didn't have to do that. Love you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so it just kind of depends. We just like to have fun and try different things. And that's just how we do it. Have we completed Sopranos? No, but we are getting so close to the end, guys. Very excited. So no spoilers, but we're almost there and it's so great. Khalid, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's very sweet of you. You did not have to do that. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Chrissy, hi girl. Hi, thank you so much. Thank you. It is an air sign. I was okay. I was right. I always question it because obviously Aquarius, Aqua, you think it's going to be a water sign, right? But it's not. It's an air sign, which makes sense because I'm a bit of an airhead at times. So I'm a little bit of a major dreamer. I do have a lot of Pisces in my chart though, for whoever asked if I was a water sign and was feeling like maybe I was. You felt right. You're feeling it because I got Pisces in my chart heavily, which is why I'm a little dreamer and why I'm a sensitive, emotional girly. But yeah. So you're sensing it. You feel it. It's there. Again, thank you guys so much for the donations. You don't have to do that, but that is very, very kind of you, and we thank you so much. All of us do. You're the reason we get to do what we love every single day. So I love you and I thank you. An air sign that brings a water, baby. That's right. You right. I wish we could play in Miami sometime soon. I want to go to Miami. I've never been to Miami. The closest I've ever been is Del Rey, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, I want to go there. I want to go there. My hobbies. I can tell you about my hobbies. Yoga. I love, love, love yoga, specifically hot yoga. Love hanging out with my dog, being around him, going and hanging out with him outdoors. I love nature. New hobby is gardening. Um, I dye my own hair. I love like vintage stuff and thrifting and antiquing, vinyl records and things like that. Um, yeah, and I like to try new things. I love to cook also, especially cooking for other people for like gatherings and groups of people. It's really fun for me. And yeah, that's like pretty much it. I'm still just, just like we all are every single day, like finding new things that I enjoy and losing interest in certain things I always enjoyed, but picking them back up when I'm ready. So I'm in just a phase of my life where I'm open to discovering new things. Hot yoga is doing yoga in very high heat, essentially. Usually it's like 80 to 90 degrees in a room, lots of sweating, but it's so much fun and you get a deeper stretch because your muscles are all warmed up. So it's really fun. It's so challenging and awesome. And I do it once a week at least. So it's a great time. um, what kind of dog do I have? He's a mutt, guys. He's like a major mutt. He's so cute right now. He's at my feet, but I'm not gonna. I know sometimes I show you guys, but it's crazy. Anyway, he is part Australian. He's half Australian cattle dog, 25% golden retriever, and 12.5% Dalmatian, 12.5% Chow Chow. So he is a mutt, but let me tell you, he's like the perfect dog ever. I feel like he got all of the good qualities from each breed. He's personality wise, he's very golden retriever like, just like very chill, kind of a couch potato. He just did the cutest stretch ever. Ugh, I'm obsessed with him, guys. Ah! Do I listen to music when I go about my day? I do, especially when I like go work out. I like to listen to music in nature. I have like a radio in my kitchen, so I listen on my kitchen radio when I'm like doing dishes or cleaning around the house. And obviously, we make a lot of music, so yeah, I'm listening to music pretty regularly. um, yeah, I know you want to see the dog, but he's so comfortable right now. Um, Have I tried Brazilian barbecue? Yes, I have. When I was in Brazil, me and the boys met this amazing family. They were so kind to us. We met them out on the beach, and they actually like lived in the States for a period of time. So they were very excited to talk to us in English and talk about the US and teach us about Brazil. And they actually invited us to a traditional Brazilian barbecue, and they gave us all of the traditional meats and everything. It was so delicious. It was everything. The company also was the best part about it. Like we played soccer with their son, and it was a really good time. Really good time. You guys know how to barbecue. You know how to barbecue. Also, Brazilian people are just so kind. They're so nice, and that was everything. So yeah. What types of things do you like to cook? Um, oh, cool. That's cool. You're a chef and you like to listen to us. That's so cool. Um, I I like to try new recipes often. This week I am gonna make a green goddess cabbage salad. That's what I'm making this week. Um, I like to cook like fish, and I can cook a good steak, and I cook a lot of vegetables and things like that. I also love to like try fancy cocktails or baking sometimes. I just recently baked like a lemon pound cake thing. Um, yeah, I like to experiment a little. My mom and I have this in common. She is an amazing cook, and I think I get that from her. She loves to host and cook for people, and yeah, she's definitely my role model in that area of my life. So it's really fun. I really enjoy it. It's like a different form of creativity, and you get to eat it at the end. So big rewards. Um, yeah. Are great voices trained or born? Both. Both for sure. I think training goes a long way. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people that are supernatural, naturally talented. But I would encourage them to go see a teacher, even if it's just for a couple of years. Go give it a try. It's a good challenge. Um, but I think both. I also think that people that have the passion to sing but are not born with a natural talent should go take lessons, and because there's a lot that goes with being a singer that training can help with. So, yes, mom, we will definitely cook, bake, and garden when you come to visit. I can't wait. Yes, we are on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook for sure. Um, do you also deliberately choose to cover a song that's out of your comfort zone in terms of music you usually don't like to listen to? Sometimes. Also, when it's like two of the bandmates are like, we should do this. I think that our fans would love this. I think we could really pull this off. Um, Sometimes the other bandmate concedes and gives it a shot and is proven wrong. For example, like we were talking about the Alice in Chains cover earlier, I didn't want to do that one. I was so nervous about it and I didn't think that I could pull it off, but I did it anyway. And honestly, I think it turned out really good. So, you never really know. I think it's good to get out of your comfort zone from time to time. Do you or anyone in your group have perfect pitch? No, I don't think any of us do. But I will say Mike and Cal are very, very talented. By the way, guys, they don't get enough credit. Okay. I know I'm the blue haired front woman and everything, and it's hard to ignore the striking blue hair, but they are the powerhouse. Okay. They're the driving force. They're amazing. They can listen to a song and figure it out on their instruments by ear. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they do that. I really do not know how they do it. They are so talented. Um, I would say that that means we have good pitch matching skills and maybe relative pitch, but none of us have perfect pitch. Honestly, I don't know if I would want to have pitch, perfect pitch, perfect pitch. It kind of seems like a curse to be able to know every single note that you hear. Like when I see videos of Charlie Puth being like, "Oh, the microwaves, that microwave's making an E flat." Like every time I see stuff like that, I'm like, I'm glad that my brain is not filled with that. I'm just like not nerdy enough to want to deal with that every day. And maybe that's just me, but I'm sure having perfect pitch comes in handy as a musician, but you don't need it to be a good musician. Your son has perfect pitch and he doesn't use it. Okay, yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah, if you have perfect pitch, you may as well use it. Right? Music by ear, I think that's such a gift. It really is. I don't know how Mike and Cal do it, but they're so good at it. They can listen to a song and figure out the chords. And like, guys, I went to college for music. I didn't graduate, but I did go to college for 2 years for music. And let me just say, I failed oral skills. Okay, I failed that class. I had to retake it because it's really hard for me personally. I have really good pitch matching, but to listen to a chord, you have to be able to hear three or more notes at a time. And I struggled so hard with that. I struggled so much with that. And I'm not afraid to admit it. It's really difficult. So when I watch them do that, I'm I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Um my voice didn't fail me, but you know what? It's okay. It's just like I think music is one of those things like everybody feels a little differently about it and views it differently. It's not as like you can be structured about it and like understand music theory and be really regimented about it and type A, but I'm really type B, and I do it a lot based on vibe and feeling. And so I think that's why I struggled with some of my classes in music school because it was so rigid and structured, and that was hard for me to put music into boxes. um, for me it's all about the vibes, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. Do you arrange your own vocals for your productions? Sometimes. I mean, for our original stuff, like we write everything together. We write the vocal parts and the melodies together. Sometimes I write a line and then Mike writes a line and then Cal writes a line. Um, for background vocals, I do a lot of the legwork there, but I don't do it alone. I get a lot of help from my bandmates and also typically the sound engineer. I've worked with some really amazing sound engineers in the past that are so good at writing background vocals, and it's really cool to find a person that understands background vocals to that degree because they do it all the time. Um, so yeah, I would, I mean, I never do anything really on my own. That's the beauty of being in a band and having really talented, amazing bandmates is that I don't ever have to do anything alone. Whose idea was it to cover Hero? I can't remember. I don't know if it was me or I kind of want to say Michael. I think Mike, but I'm not sure. I'm not AI. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I hate that that is a normal accusation these days. I get comments like that all the time. This has to be AI. It's so frustrating. Um, Brian, thank you so much for the donation. How do you choose which songs make it to Spotify? We did like a cover album, so that's why there are some on Spotify because we released a cover album, and a lot of those covers we wanted to record. We didn't do them because we wanted to see how well they would do on YouTube or anything. We just did what we liked and wanted to try. I'm sure we'll have more on Spotify very soon, later this year. So keep an eye out for it. And yeah, and maybe when it comes time to do that, maybe I will on social media ask you guys like what you'd like to hear or something. Maybe we can figure out a voting situation so that you guys can get exactly what you want. I will think about that for sure. I do play a few instruments. I I play piano a little bit, self-taught, so I'm not nearly as good as my bandmates. I play a little guitar, not well, and harmonica is my new fun little instrument. I also have like an auto harp that I mess around with. Um, so I kind of dabble. Vocal is definitely like my main focus and stuff, but I'd like to be better at other instruments, and I got to work on it. So, do the band members play all the tracks, even the drums? No, not necessarily. Sometimes it sort of depends on the track itself. If it's like an 80s track or any kind of song that has synthetic drums, that would be programmed and produced by Cal. Cal does all of the production. He's amazing. And then both Mike and Cal play multiple instruments. Cal plays bass guitar and piano primarily, and Michael can play like anything with strings. He's amazing. I do the lead vocal and the background vocal and harmonica if it's on there. And then for drums, if they're not programmed, we do have some amazing drummers that we work with, specifically our friend Ben Anderson, who is absolutely incredible, who does a lot of our live drums, but we've also worked with a lot of other live drummers. If you're ever curious about who is drumming, if in these songs, just check the description of the video, and that is where you can find the drum credit. Which vocal microphone are you using? That also kind of depends, but as of recently, we have been using an amazing Telefunken. I believe it's a TF51, I think, which is incredible and so great. Telefunken is like the best brand in the world. We love them. Might be cooking up something with them soon. You'll see. But we also have a couple other microphones that we really like, and it just kind of depends case by case. Microphones are an interesting thing because sometimes you want something to be way more intimate and warm. Other times you might want something to be really crisp and clear. And also, the microphone, it like depends on what's going on vocally. Like if it's a very, very, very belty song and I'm like borderline yelling, then we have like a specific mic that we use for that. So yeah, it just kind of depends. But that's a great question. Thanks. No, that was not Ben. That was a different drummer that we work with. I believe that was Blake, he's also the man. We love Blake. He goes out on the road with us a lot. He's awesome. Do you keep other headphone off ear while recording vocals? Oh, like one on sometimes, most of the time. Honestly, most of the time I have one headphone on and one off. And just for people that maybe wouldn't understand why you would do that, it's really just because it's super crazy. It's kind of scientific, but when you have both on, it's just like it's all like the vocal is all happening in your skull and in your head. And when you have one on and one off, you can hear it in the room more. So if you ever watch like an artist, even live on stage, and they have their little in ears in, those little earbuds in, they use those earbuds to hear themselves. But if you've ever noticed like a very belty singer, somebody like Kelly Clarkson, or I don't know, like Demi Lovato, somebody with a really, really big voice, usually when they're about to hit like a really big note, you'll see them take one ear out, and that's because they're about to belt their hearts out. And belting like that and hearing it only in your skull and in like right here in your ears and not hearing it in the room is really hard and overwhelming. It's really difficult. So sometimes I have one headphone on and one off. Sometimes I do both. If it's like a really, really intimate song, I'll have like both headphones on. And I honestly have been doing both headphones on my ears more often than not lately. Um, so I don't know. It just kind of depends, but it's really just about the way that you're hearing the vocal because like your voice it's coming out of your mouth, but it's also like banging around in your head, if that makes sense. I don't know how to like describe it scientifically, but I don't know. It's like psychologically, it can kind of mess with you sometimes if it's like too enclosed and like happening too much around your head. Like you need space. You need it to bounce off other objects and other people and come back to you, if that makes sense. That voice is all me. It's not computer enhanced, guys. You can come see me live if you're curious, okay? You get to rewrite the music with numbers. I totally get that. See, and that's kind of what I mean about music is that it it is kind of like everybody's so different the way that they view music and the way it's kind of like math, like some people learn math really well with the hands-on experience by, like when you first learn how to add or subtract and it's really hard for you to do it in your head. So somebody might bring three oranges and say, if I take two oranges away, how many are left? Some people need the visual aid. I feel like music is really similar. When I first, like when I was preparing in high school to audition for college, I learned all of the notes with numbers, just like you just described, Chrissy. And that's how I learned how to sight read. And that this is why I failed oral skills. Okay. I blame my high school, my dumpy high school. Anyway, I learned how to sight read based on numbers. And then when I got to not even to college, but I got to college auditions, I had to do do re mi instead of numbers. And it was like reinventing the wheel in my head. Like I could not get it. I couldn't get it right. It was so frustrating and it gave me so much trouble because I'd learned a totally different way. The same thing happened with me for piano because I taught myself piano, but I taught myself in a very um non-traditional way. So I didn't have the correct hand formations and all of that. And then I had to take piano in college. And I had to basically relearn piano the correct way to pass all of my tests. And it was so hard because I had already spent years playing it the wrong way. So, yeah, everybody learns differently. So, I don't need to color my hair, babe. I want to. Thanks. Um, I can't sing with both headphones on ears, but usually people on the internet recommend having both on. Well, here's the thing, it is better. It's better for your ears to have both on. Like especially the in-ear thing that I was describing when you're playing live, you should be wearing both in-ears because if you don't, you're damaging one ear. Because it's getting exposed to the drum kit behind you. It's getting exposed to all the sounds that are very loud, right? Um, I'm bad and I do it very often, but yeah, you should have both on. That's the appropriate way to do it. But there's a right way to do everything, and you know, I think. I mean, I'm not saying music should be taught by ear or via note reading or anything. I think it's really good to learn how to read notes and read sheet music. I totally think that that's worth taking the time to learn, even if it's difficult to understand and it's hard to get through that step. But you know, I think there's a reason music theory exists. I'm not against music theory. I just know that for me, it was really hard to learn that way. And I think that maybe there are methods to teach note reading that would be helpful. I don't know, but I'm not a music teacher for a reason. So thank you, Chrissy. You're so sweet. Thank you. Um, right now, if you could work with a singer or band, who would you love to work with? Right now, currently, let's see. Well, listen, Paul McCartney's coming out with a new album. I'm just saying, he's coming out with a new album. Um, he's still making music. I would love to work with that man. Um, but I also like more modern artists. I feel like I'm really into Sierra Farrell right now. I think she's so cool. She'd be cool to work with. I also, I mean, I love Haley Williams and I loved her most recent album. She would be a dream to work with on the mainstream track, probably. That's what I would say, I think. I believe that. Music theory is really hard. I did see Sir Paul on Stephen Colbert's last show. I love that man. He's so funny. I actually just saw him, guys. He did a TikTok live stream. It was so funny because he definitely like doesn't know what's going on like at all. Like he's not on TikTok. Like, he is, but he's not. Like somebody's posting for him, right? And like he bro, he they had him like in this room, like sitting in a chair with a guitar sitting next to him. I don't even think I didn't get to see the whole live stream. I don't think he picked up the guitar at all. And they had like an assistant filming him and asking him questions. And it was just so funny. Like, one, he is just like naturally really, really funny. But it just made me crack up. He's just sitting there, like, because typically a live stream is like what we're doing right now. But he was like, they were asking, they're like, Vampire Oreo wants to know, da da da. And he was like, well, it was so funny. Oh, guys, it was hilarious. Oh, man. Oh, thank you, Ben. Thank you so much for the donation. You're very sweet. We really appreciate it. A backup singer, of course. I love backup singers. They're the best. I didn't even know that Nora Jones has a podcast, but I should check that out because I love her. Would I ever consider doing theater, like a musical? Yeah, I used to do a lot of theater. Um, that was a big passion of mine, especially musical theater. I have been in a lot of musicals, and um, it's been a long time though since I've done a musical, and I would love to one day get back into that. A lot of my closest friends are big theater people, and we talk about it all the time about how, like, one of my best friends, we actually met doing Chicago. I was Roxy Hart, and he was Amos, my husband, and we've reconnected in our adult life and our best friends, and it's great. And we always talk about doing a musical together one day in adulthood. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it would be so much fun. Because I love musical theater. It is so silly and like explorative. Like, it's just so freeing. I feel like a lot of people make fun of theater kids and make it seem like this dorky thing, but like, don't knock it till you try it. It really is very, it's passionate and liberating to be in theater because you can just be as cringy and dorky as you want to be, and it's celebrated, you know? Um, I love it so much. And I always meet the sweetest, coolest, kindest people in the theater scene. If you met your younger self, what advice about life or music would you give yourself? Wow, that's a loaded question, is it? Is it not? That's a loaded question. Um, well, if I met my younger self, I'd probably tell her, uh, I don't know. It depends on how young I am. It depends on how far into the past we're going. But I probably would, I'd probably say something encouraging to keep going, and to not be afraid to try new things and to be brave. Um, and when it comes to music, I don't know. It's not like I would change anything that I've done or like warn them about anything per se. I would say, I guess, that it's going to be difficult, watching the world change and for technology and social media to kind of take over and completely change the landscape of the music industry right before your eyes and right before you're old enough to really participate. The game is going to change, the rules are going to change. I do think that that's really difficult, being so like immersed in social media and having to endure so many uncomfortable things. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, there are some weird comments and things that are really upsetting to read. There are people that are abnormally um, attentive and kind of obsessive. And there are people that are really mean for no reason. It's kind of a weird place. And I think a lot of people my age, and especially people that are much older, that entered into the music scene before this became so, you know, uh, tightly woven into society. I think that it is really confusing, because now it's like it's not just about being a musician; it's also about being a content creator and being an influencer. And like when I decided to make music, I didn't know that I was going to need to also like make content and be so unbelievably accessible to people. Like that's probably the hardest part is, whether we realize it or not, before social media was so normalized, celebrities and musicians, artists, and all of that were not so unbelievably accessible and within reach in a parasocial way. Um, does that make sense? Like, I don't know. It's kind of odd. It's kind of strange and it can be really uncomfortable. So I think if I could speak to younger me, we would have to sit down and have a chat about that, so that I would be maybe more prepared than I have been in the past. Um, so yeah, it can be really overwhelming. Sorry to bring down the vibes with that, but it's the truth. Um, um, oh, thank you guys so much um, for more donations. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. First super on a live stream. Yeah, all right. Love that. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you. Um I did go deep. That was a deep question, guys. So deep. Um yeah, you can always count on me for taking things a little too deep, okay? Believe me, anybody that knows me would tell you that you can always count on Annalise to do that. Oh, is Annalise Dutch or where does it come from? You hear it in South Africa a fair bit. Really? That's amazing. Yes, Annalise is German, actually pronounced Annalisa, but I was named after my mom, my oma, and my unoma. It's a family name. It's actually a very common name in Germany, which was so cool when I went and I was living in Germany for a short period of time. It was so cool, guys. Like everybody knew how to pronounce my name. Like there's a reason I tell people to call me A because people always say my name wrong, and they'll be like, Annalise, come here. And I'm not Annalise. Like the way I pronounce my name is Annalise. And so I just tell people to call me A because it's easier. Nobody gets my name wrong. Um, but in Germany, everybody like pronounced my name right and they knew my name. But what was even funnier is that in Germany, my name is like a grandmother's name. Obviously, I'm like like a third or fourth generation Annalise in my family. So everybody was like, that's my grandma's name. And I was like, well, I love that. I love that. That's so cool. That's like the equivalent of like someone being named Margaret here. Like, it's really cool. Because here in America, my name is like people like my name and they think it's like interesting and weird. But it's just cool. Um, I love Bite My Tongue. Thank you for the shout out on that. That's a good song. That one's an underrated one. Bite My Tongue. It did not. It's getting slept on. Uh, that's crazy. There's no way to pronounce it in your accent. You guys are funny. Um, Oh my gosh, your daughter, her hair started smoking when she tried to dye her hair blue. That's terrifying. That is so scary. I hope her hair is okay and her scalp, but I'm sure deep purple looks amazing too. See, you've got a great grandmother named Annalisa, and I love it. I love it, and I love my German people. By the way, I love my Germans. Hallo, wie geht's? Ich liebe dich. um, yeah, it's like it's just very cool because I here it's not a traditional name, you know. So I was really happy to go to Germany and everybody knew it. Love you, Mama. See you later. Ich liebe dich. Labu wabu. Um, I oh my tattoo on wait okay on my right arm. This one. Um, this is my dad's handwriting, and yeah, this is my dad's handwriting. It's actually kind of a cool story, and I'll try to keep it short because I do love to gush about this. But um, my dad passed away, and when he did, obviously we had to go through his stuff, and we found this really cool letter, and it was like 2 pages front and back, and he wrote it a long, long time ago when he was in the Persian Gulf War before I was born, and I think it was like my mom was pregnant with my brother, and so he wrote a list of advice to his unborn children, and it is one of the most precious things in the world. I love it so much, and I keep it very safe. It's really special. But anyway, this was a piece of advice that was in that letter, and I got it tattooed on my body. And underneath it is four forget me not flowers. They just stand for me, my brother, and my mom and my dad. But yeah, so it's a very special tattoo to me. On this side, though, I have dogwood flowers because I'm from Virginia, and that's the state flower. And I actually, my best friend has dogwood flowers. We got them together. So we got 3 because we met when we were 3 years old. So yeah. Specific words in German language, like in regional words. I mean, like Prost, like the area I was in. There was a place called Altstadt that we went to a lot. Um, I mean, I don't know if there was any like regional slang or anything that I picked up that I can remember at least. I do still have that note that he left in the car. It's still in the car. I keep it there and I'll keep it there forever. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. Are we going to do a tour in California? Hopefully one day. I would love to. I hope so. That would be very cool. Um, Definitely San Francisco. I love San Francisco, by the way. All right, guys, I gotta go. I've got some plans I need to get to, but I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. To anybody who donated to IMY2, we really appreciate you. Never feel obligated to do that, but please know that we appreciate it if you ever decide to, and it goes right back into the music. So thank you, and we promise that we will thank you with more and more really amazing music. You guys are the best. Thanks for having a good afternoon with me, hanging out, chit-chatting with me. I loved it. And I will see you again next month on live stream. Maybe I'll bring the boys next time. We shall see. Until then, look forward to more covers, and I will see you guys later. I love you so much, and I hope you have the best day. Bye.